Hey there and welcome to the Guitar Tricks channel. My name is Anders and I'll be your host today. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our future lessons. Today we're doing a lick of the week, and this week it's the classic sounding blues lick that I was just playing around with. And once I've shown you how to play it note for note, we're going to talk about how to use it as a basis for some creative improvisation. Check it out. So this lick is in the key of C, and we're right here in our good old familiar pentatonic blues scale pattern. And for the lick, you're going to bar across the 8th fret with your first finger, across the B and E string, and hit that with an upstroke. Then your third finger is resting over and muting the 10th fret of the G string. And right after that, you press down with your third finger, hit it with a downstroke, and bend up about a half step. So you get that down, up. Then you release the bend and hit it again with an upstroke. And now you go 8th fret of the G string with your first finger and down to the root note in the 10th fret of the D string with your third finger. So the whole lick. And make sure you get the left hand worked down so that you can kind of freely strum it in your right hand. I'm just kind of muting the surrounding strings so that I can be very loose in my right hand. That's part of the sound. Now the timing of this lick will be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and so on. Now this still sounds a little incomplete, like a call without a response. And maybe someone else in your band, like the horn players, if you're that lucky, would do a response in between those phrases. But if not, you can add a short but aggressive low bass note on the and of 2, like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. I'm fretting it with my thumb, but you can also just reach up with your first finger and hit it. I'm hitting kind of an aggressive short upstroke. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pretty cool. The second time, same rhythm, but instead of doing the bass note, I'll do a little aggressive chord stab here on this 13 chord. It's just your dominant 7 chord, barring across the 8th fret of the top 4 strings, with the 9th fret of the G string added, fretted with your second finger. But now, all I do to make it a 13 chord is I add the 10th fret of the B string with my third finger. You know how jazzy that sounds? You hit it, and immediately unclamp to make it short. So the whole thing sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Pretty fun. Now you can use this as a hooky part instead of a solo, or you can use it at the height of a solo. Or you can use it as a basis for improvisation. Now if you want to improvise with it, the first thing to do is to split it into smaller chunks. Oftentimes people have trouble improvising because they're working with too many notes at a time. So let's leave out the bass note and the chord stab for now and just look at the main lick. It's really all there is to it. Now to me there are two main parts to this lick. First the tension part with a double stop in the bend, and then the resolution. So a good place to start is to expand the first part and build even more tension. Before you eventually resolve it. And already there's a ton of material there. Play around with the rhythm and the timing and repeat notes before you resolve it. And then from there on you can go one of two ways. If you're still not feeling the ideas coming on, you can strip it down even further to just be the double stop or the bend. Always a great idea to solo with just one note, because then you're forced to play around with the rhythm and the phrasing. And if you're feeling comfortable improvising with the whole lick, you could try throwing in the chord stab or the bass notes as a variation. So as you can hear, there's a ton of stuff you can do with a lick like this. And that's it for this week's channel episode. I hope you've enjoyed learning this very useful blues lick, but even more than that, I hope that you've seen the beauty of the approach we took to improvising with it. Because this really is the ultimate difference between a guitar player who purely recites one lick after another and a guitar player who really improvises and creates something slightly different every time. It's really not how many licks you know, it's how you approach it all that counts. And if you like this topic, there's a whole lot more to dig into in our Guitar Chicks Blues course. Also, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button for more great videos, and as always, feel free to like or share this lesson with your friends. Have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.